Video Productions proudly presents West Virginia High School basketball as we welcome you inside the Fairmont Senior Fieldhouse in the friendly city of Fairmont, West Virginia for Day 2 action of the Polar Bear Tip-Off Classic hosted by Dave Retton's Fairmont Senior High School basketball program. Along with two-time NAIA National Coach of the Year and our Video Productions crew, I'm Mark Martin, delighted to have you with us as four outstanding basketball programs playing Game 2 of their respective seasons here today. And we just saw a dandy as Shady Spring bounced back from 18 down to knock off Robert C. Byrd 71-69. And now we have the host, Fairmont Senior, going up against Wheeling Central. Wheeling Central defeated Robert C. Byrd 72-59 in the season opener last night. And the nightcap on Friday had Shady Spring a winner over Fairmont Senior 58-36. So, Bob Boland, we turn our attention now to the Maroon Knights. Runner-up, a semifinal team a year ago, lost to eventual runner-up Parkersburg Catholic in Class Single A, and a Fairmont Senior program that was the runner-up in Class AA. Two outstanding championship programs getting set to meet up.
Oh, two strong programs every year. Wheeling Central looked like a machine yesterday. They played tremendous basketball on both ends of the court, and Fairmont's young, but they're going to get better as the year goes on. Jalen Johnson really had a good game for them yesterday. So I look for a good basketball game here. Now Fairmont's going to have to keep it close, and Fairmont's going to have to control tempo to stay in there.
Well, it was Ryan Riesbeck with 25 yesterday. Jalen Creighton had 17. 15 of those came in the first quarter. For Wheeling Central, you mentioned Jalen Johnson. He had 22 to lead the way for Coach Dave Retton's Fairmont Senior Polar Bears. So now the Polar Bears are going to wear all black here. They're going to be the visiting team on the scoreboard, so we'll keep track of that here today. But they are still on their home bench. So starters being introduced, and we will get you ready to play in just a moment. You're watching Video Productions live streaming coverage of the Polar Bear Tip-Off Classic from Fairmont.
No reason you gotta wait till the end of the year to buy a brand new car. John and the gang at Mid-State Ford in Summersville is getting year-end savings done right now. Check out Big Santa John savings on this 2019 Ford F-150 Super Crew 4-wheel drive. Big Santa John price only $40,767. Or how about a 2019 Ford EcoSport SE 4-wheel drive? Big Santa John says drive her home for $18,704. Everything on sale now during Big Santa John's year-end sales event. Mid-State Ford, Route 19 in Summersville. MidStateFordWV.com.
Ready to go here with the tip-off of the game. The officials are Doug Comer, Steve Gandy, Ronnie Newsom, and Fairmont Senior will have the basketball to start the game. Bryson Flowers has it, joined in the lineup by Joseph Furum.
Wheeling Central starting out in a 1-2-2 zone.
Trey Washnitz, Jalen Johnson, in that lineup for Fairmont Senior. So Flowers out front with it.
Well, I'm sure that Coach Redden would like to shorten the game, and with Wheeling Central in this zone, Fairmont could be really patient with the ball as they get a turnover here the first possession.
Well, good defense there by the Maroon Knights, who started out with Avery Lee, Jalen Creighton, Clayton Abbott.
And Fairmont starts out in the 2-3 zone. So we just watched two teams play man-to-man the entire game. Now two starting out in a zone.
Avery Lee knocks down the three. Ryan Riesbeck and J.C. Maxwell round out the starting lineup, and here's Washnitz with it, and he can't get it to drop. And here comes Wheeling Central. Avery Lee, nice bouncer to Abbott. Ball knocked away, and it will belong to Wheeling Central.
Avery Lee starting off where he left off, knocking threes down. Great out-of-bounds play there with the little fade pick for Reesbeck, looking for a three.
Shot from Creighton, and boy, I tell you what, Creighton last night had 17 points, 4 threes in the first quarter, and he has one here. 2 threes to start the game for Wheeling Central.
Well, they have a 3-guard tandem. All 3 of them can shoot the lights out.
Steve Gandy will give us the call.
When you take Creighton, Reesbeck, and Lee, it'd be harder to find a 1-2-3 combination in the state at any level that's as good as those 3.
Fouls on Lee. That's his first team foul number 1. Fairmont Senior looking for its first bucket of the basketball game. And here's Johnson. And Johnson, I'll tell you what, he goes high off that glass and puts it in.
Sound like a baby powder company. Said Johnson and Johnson. I'll tell you what, he's strong inside, outside. Got a lot of good quality to his game.
Maxwell gets it to Reesbeck. And now Maxwell in the corner. And here is Reesbeck. His shot won't drop. Washington's with the rebound. 6-2 our count. They get it in low to Johnson. Can't get it to drop. And Fairmont Senior fighting for it. Washnitz gets it into the hands of Urim. Urim to Flowers. Flowers going up, difficult shot, and he's fouled.
And Mark, the lob pass that Fairmont is able to get in there to Jalen Johnson. The offensive player is doing a great job of fronting him, but there's no ball pressure. The ball pressure needs to be on the passer out there, and they get the ball pressure on the passer, then he can't stand there and make that pass. But the defender on Johnson's doing what he's asked to do. He's got a good front. There's backside help, but there's no ball pressure on the passer.
So Abbott comes out, and Luke Roman, number 22, will check in. Flowers missed the second free throw after knocking down the first. 10 of 13 last night was Fairmont Senior at the free throw line. And here's Reesbeck's shot, wouldn't go. Battling for the rebound there. Joseph Urim, just a sophomore, gets it to Flowers. Flowers is a junior. David Retton is a 1984 North Marion graduate, a graduate of Fairmont State, the son of basketball coaching legend, the late Joe Retton. Coached many games right here in this venue. He's the head coach of Fairmont Senior in his 23rd season. Mel Stevens in his 17th season at Wheeling Central. 2 great coaches, a lot of championships between them. Here is Avery Lee dashing down the floor. Johnson keeps it alive. Johnson going to try to go coast to coast with it. Spins around. Shot won't go. And up high. And getting the rebound is Creighton. Creighton, a first-team All-State football selection this week. This time last Saturday, he was playing for a state football championship. We're getting ready to, Bob, there at Wheeling Island Stadium. And boy, what a difference a week makes. You go from one to the next. What a great thrill for a high school senior like Jalen Creighton as Wheeling Central won that state football championship. Fairmont Seniors football team came up just 1 game short of being back in the title game as they fell in the semifinals to eventual champion Bridgeport. But right now, all about basketball in the great state of West Virginia now. We got a whistle and a foul away from the ball. Steve Gandy will give us the call.
Well, Mark, when you're thinking about Creighton coming out in this first weekend of basketball season and shooting the ball so well this weekend after, probably not getting much reps in with football season just ending.
Washinet's committed the foul. So 1 foul on Fairmont. And here is Johnson going up, broke free on the good defense by Fairmont Senior and slams it through. He has 4 of the Polar Bears 5 points.
Yeah, I like that. Just a good, straight-up, hard dunk. Nothing fancy about it.
Nice move there by Maxwell, but a little too strong. Washington's with the rebound. Ahead to Flowers. Flowers flips it over here. Urim thought about the 3, and then Urim. His pass went through a lot of traffic there, and Wheeling Central comes down with it, and we're going to have a foul called against Fairmont Senior. Flowers will be whistled for the foul, his first team foul number 2.
And here is Jalen Johnson with the power slam.
So J.C. Maxwell, who has gotten stronger according to head coach Mel Stevens. They ask him to do a lot. He's a young man that can play any of the 5 positions. Checking in for Wheeling Central will be number 14, Michael Topher, and Roman checks out. Free throw up and good. 7-5, Wheeling Central advantage.
Wheeling Central's changed to a man-to-man defense now, trying to get more pressure to stop those entry passes.
Wheeling Central in the white, Fairmont Senior in the black. Washington's wanting to maneuver high off the glass, wouldn't go, and a foul going to be called, and I believe it's going to be called against Riesbeck. His first team foul number 3.
Steve Gandy's a veteran official of many college games and high school games, and he gets them right at a high level.
Urim with the ball. Back out it goes now to Dominic Vianney. So Vianney, Urim, Johnson, and Johnson has 6 in the game.
Nice.
That was nice.
Nice little reverse layup for Johnson. Attacking the left side of the baseline, reversing with the right hand.
A beautiful shot there, knocked down by Topher. That's a 3, 10-7. Vianney got it into Jalen Johnson.
They need to go to Jalen Johnson every possession. If he's single covered, he can score. If he's double teamed, he needs to make the right pass out there and get somebody else an open shot.
Flowers is the trigger, gets it into Washinitz, and Washinitz to Flowers. In the backcourt there with Vianney and Urim. And the 5-second violation called on Flowers. Roman will come in, and Creighton will come out for Wheeling Central with 1:34 showing on the first quarter clock.
And now Fairmont switched to a man-to-man.
Vianney guarding Avery Lee there. Vianney is the grandson of Frank Scubas, one of the assistants for Dave Retton. The shot no good, but a nice save there by Roman. Goes into the stands. Here's Topher. He's already got a 3. Missed that one, but Riesbeck with the nice put back. He has his first bucket of the game after that big night on Friday in which he scores 25.
Yeah, Johnson should have went and got that loose ball there. He's trying to take an easy way out, and great hustle by Wheeling Central, able to get another possession and tip that one in.
12-7 lead here for Wheeling Central. Washington's goes to Flowers. Flowers cut off there by Topher, but nice move by Flowers.
Boy, going to the left, he pulled it back on a string with a tight handle, and then able to blow by the defender to the right.
Maxwell to Avery Lee. Avery Lee picked up there by Vianney. And gives to Maxwell. Maxwell holding it. Maxwell, Riesbeck, boy, got open, and boy, had the look, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. And Riesbeck's about 1 for 5 threes, but all 4 of his misses have looked like they were right in the basket.
All right, Fairmont Senior down 3. Here's Flowers driving up off the glass. That one, I think, may have been a little short, and a steal there by Vianney. But we have played 12-9, Wheeling Central on top. Fairmont Senior, you're watching Video Productions live streaming coverage of the 2019 Polar Bear Tip-Off Classic from Fairmont.
Ride on the north side and save with the Chevy employee discount for everyone at Northside in Summersville. Find new roads in a 2020 Chevrolet Trax LS all-wheel drive, now $18,999. Save over $6,000 on a new 2019 Chevrolet Camaro LT, now $23,915. Stuff your stockings with the money you'll save on this 2019 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 LT Crew Cab 4x4, now $33,923. Come to Northside or visit us on the web at northsidewv.net. Merry Christmas from Northside, where everybody rides. Find new roads with Chevrolet.
I'm Sloan Stevens, and I bounce back with chocolate milk.
It is a 12-9 lead for Wheeling Central, the Maroon Knights, against Fairmont Senior here in this final game of the 2019 Polar Bear Tip-Off Classic inside the Fairmont Senior Fieldhouse. Wheeling Central had 5 different players score in that first quarter. Avery Lee, Michael Topher, and Jalen Creighton all had threes. Ryan Riesbeck with a 2-point basket, and J.C. Maxwell had a free throw. Jalen Johnson led the way for Fairmont Senior with 6, and Bryson Flowers had 3.
Look at that, the great entry. I mean, that's not an easy pass to make. Here, Johnson's being fronted, and just a great entry pass by Washington's, and you can't teach it any better than that. And what's stopping it? The defensive pressure. Right there, Luke Roman needed to apply ball pressure to the passer, and that would eliminate that. But they're laying off the passer, therefore he's able to make that pass.
Riesbeck committing his second foul, so Central already with 5 team fouls. Johnson missing the first, and boy, he missed both free throws. 2 big free throws right there. Could have made that a 1-point game. Now here's Wheeling Central with the basketball and the 3-point edge. Driving, getting it to Lee, and Lee, his shot will rattle out. Washington's across the 10-second line. Back it goes to Flowers. So Washington's, Flowers, Urim, Vianney, and Johnson in the lineup at the moment for Fairmont Senior. Lee, Riesbeck, Topher, Roman, and Maxwell for Central. Washington's shot, no good. Boy, nice rebound there by Johnson. Kicks it out, and Vianney can't hang on to it.
Wheeling Central really not applying ball pressure at all in their man-to-man. It's really a big help man-to-man, but usually when you're going to have big help, you couple that with ball pressure. But Wheeling Central just really satisfied to stay in front of their man and force Fairmont into being a jump shooting team.
Here is Creighton from the corner, no good, but Central keeps it alive. They get it to Topher, and Topher knocks it down. Topher, 6'1" sophomore. He has 2 3-pointers in the game, and Central has 4. They had 10 last night in the win over Robert C. Byrd. Byrd losing a tough one earlier here this evening, 71-69 to Shady Spring after leading by 18. 15-9 our score. Flowers has the ball knocked away, but the ball will still be in possession of the Polar Bears.
Fairmont's been very good on OBs of getting that ball into one of their bigs. And right there, Washington's with a nice spin dribble.
Washington's last night had 13 rebounds, scored 4 points. He averaged 4.9 a year ago. and 3 rebounds on that outstanding Fairmont senior team that made it to the state championship. Here's Topher, who's had the hot hand, rattles around, ball being bounced around, and they keep it alive into the hands of Creighton, who scores, and he has 5 in the game, 17-11, 6-point lead once again for Wheeling Central.
Well, Fairmont doing a great job initially on defense, forcing Wheeling Central into difficult jump shots as missed, but Wheeling Central able to get a second possession on those offensive rebounds.
So there's Vianney, and Vianney can shoot it, and he knocks it down. He's a deep shooter, according to Dave Retton, and he shows it right there. Vianney with the 3.
Had those feet set and got a good look at it and knocked it in.
Avery Lee trying to answer and does. His second 3 of the game. Avery Lee was 6.
Avery Lee just looks like a real confident shooter, runs his team. He was good last night, and he's every bit as good again this evening.
He had 8 in the game against RCB. All those coming in the second half. Washington misses the shot. Johnson got the rebound. Johnson, boy, just a hard worker underneath, but boy, just couldn't get it to go through there. And here comes Central on the offensive end.
Great job of officiating there. And it looked like he was over the back and people want a foul, and he did not make contact. Johnson didn't, and that was a really good piece of officiating.
Maxwell in the corner with it. Gets it out to Lee. Lee will penetrate this time, and we've got a foul called. Vianney will commit the foul, so that's his first. That's team foul number 3, and checking in Jaden Barkley, 6'4" sophomore for Fairmont Senior. Avery Lee gets it out to Topher. Lee with the ball. Just about halfway through this second quarter. Nice little spin there by Lee. Bounces around, won't go, and then Lee went chasing the missed shot, and I believe he's going to commit a foul. He is. That will be his second, and that will be team foul number 6 on Central.
I'll tell you what, these 3 officials, they're not seen. They're kind of hidden, and that's when you know they're doing a good job. And when you have one like Steve Gandy, came over here and explained his reasoning to a call to the coaches here. When you know how to handle coaches, that just makes the job so much easier.
Bryson Flowers with the ball, goes to Johnson. Johnson down on the block to Washington, who turns around and puts up the shot, and it would drop in. Avery Lee got the rebound, speeds it across the 10-second line to Creighton. He missed, and here comes Johnson the other way. Johnson wanting to run the floor, and Johnson is going to be fouled, I believe, by Maxwell. Ball got stripped out of bounds.
Yes, Fairmont ball, OB under.
Yeah, but no foul. Okay. And now they get
Fairmont's
it into Johnson.
So
oh, that's nice.
Fairmont is so good on those OB unders. I think that Coach Redden would rather have the ball knocked out of bounds than a free throw call, because they're scoring at a high rate on those OB unders.
They trim it to 4. Vianney in the game, along with Washington's Johnson, Barkley, and Flowers for Fairmont Senior in the black. This is Topher with it. Topher gets it out to Lee. Lee's shot is short, and Vianney comes down with the ball. In trouble and finds help, gets it to Flowers. Flowers to Washington. Here is Johnson from the corner, a little too strong. And we're going to have a foul called on Barkley.
Push in the back, going for the rebound. Officials, again, right on top of it. Yeah, this is
what did they?
I mean, when you look at yesterday and how well Wheeling Central played, and Fairmont didn't have a great game, then you fast forward 24 hours and look at this, 20-16. Fairmont right in the game.
Abbott has checked back in. Riesbeck is back in for Wheeling Central. Topher goes to Abbott. Abbott, his pass was knocked down. Good job there by Fairmont Senior. And here come the Polar Bears on the attack. Flowers goes to Johnson. Johnson to Flowers. Vianney over to Flowers. Flowers is open. 3 on the way. Won't drop. Topher comes away with it. 22-16 the score, and Wheeling Central back on offense. Maxwell to Riesbeck. Riesbeck fires it over. Topher is open. Hits the back of the iron. But what a rebound and a put up by Creighton. He couldn't get it to go. Abbott did, but what a play by Creighton.
Well, that's 3 stickbacks for Wheeling Central, or this game would be tied up. So Fairmont's doing a lot of things right. They have to get in there with all 5 players and battle on the boards.
6 players have scored for Wheeling Central. 4 players have scored for Fairmont Senior. Here is Washnitz driving, spinning, scoring. He has 4 in this second quarter.
Nice move by Washnitz.
22-18. Riesbeck on the move. In trouble, gets it out to Creighton. Maxwell maneuvering, and Maxwell scores it. Nice job by J.C. Maxwell, who has 7 in the game. 24-18, another 6-point lead for Central.
Little Kevin McHale movement in there on the low post. Fairmont's looking to control tempo here and slow things down.
Flowers out front. And Flowers going to be called for the travel. Good defense there by Maxwell. Urim comes in and Vianney leaves.
Boy, I'm enjoying watching Steve Gandy. He's a lawyer, isn't he?
Yes,
I think
so.
he is. And just explain to the young man, the player looked at him and said, you lifted your back foot, and he showed him. Just a good job. That's what you like to see out of officials.
Steve was a great athlete, Herbert Hoover, and kicker at Glenville. And there's a 3 knocked down by Creighton. That's his second of the game. And 27-18.
I told him before the game he was the RA on my floor, and he wrote me up one time for breaking a rule. I told him it's time to get even tonight.
I think they called him Reno, didn't they? Was that his nickname? 27-18.
There was a bunch of Gandys up there all of them were athletes.
That was a big 3 there by Creighton. Biggest lead of the game is at 9. Fairmont Senior like to get that chiseled down a bit here and looking for the last shot of this first half.
Seems like Creighton always hits big 3s, Mark. He hits them at opportune times.
Washnitz, and they're in trouble. Better hurry. Here is the shot by Urim, and it goes in and out, and that will do it. 27-18, Wheeling Central leads it over Fairmont Senior at the break in this second game of the day and the 4th and final game here in this 2019 Polar Bear Tip-Off Classic. And we will return and talk about this first half of play between the Maroon Knights and the Polar Bears. You're watching Video Productions live streaming coverage of the 2019 Polar Bear Tip-Off Classic from Fairmont. We welcome you back here. It's 27-18 in favor of Wheeling Central over Fairmont Senior. It was a 12-9 game at the end of the first quarter, and here at the break, Wheeling Central trying to get its record to 2-0. Fairmont Senior is trying to get to 1-1. And so far, Central has maintained advantage for most of this game. They have 6 3-pointers. Again, they had 10 last night, so a big key to this contest. And we'll come back, look at individual numbers, and we'll talk with Coach Bob Bolin in just a moment. You are watching live streaming coverage of Video Productions' presentation of the 2019 Polar Bear Tip-Off Classic from Fairmont.
You gotta wait till the end of the year to buy a brand new car. John and the gang at Mid-State Ford in Summersville is getting year-end savings done right now. Check out Big Santa John savings on this 2019 Ford F-150 Super Crew 4-wheel drive. Big Santa John price only $40,767. Or how about a 2019 Ford EcoSport SE 4-wheel drive? Big Santa John says drive her home for $18,704. Everything on sale now during Big Santa John's year-end sales event. Mid-State Ford, Route 19 in Summersville. MidStateFordWV.com.
Seriously injured. Now it's time to pick a lawyer.
You pick one with big verdicts and settlements?
We've successfully handled many million-dollar cases.
How about the recommendation of a friend?
We probably help somebody in your neighborhood.
How about a firm with lots of resources?
You can have it all.
We're Farmer Klein & Campbell.
Well-known and very effective.
When you call us about your injury, you'll know you've made the right decision.
Farmer Klein & Campbell is the way to go. Call 346-5990.
Bridgeport Express Care. Great care from local physician. Care. Our business is caring. Convenience. No appointment necessary. Friendly. Our staff is friendly and caring. Fast. We are available. Bridgeport Express Care. Caring for our community.
We have a lot of good soccer players that step up when we need them to and play certain positions, even if that's where they don't think they need to play. When you put all our roles together, we can be successful. My reason why is passion.
Back inside the Fairmont Senior Fieldhouse Polar Bear Tip-Off Classic, Game 2 on this day number 2, and it is a lead for Wheeling Central of 9, biggest lead of the game, and it's 27-18. Looking at individual scoring for Wheeling Central, Jalen Creighton had the 17-point effort last night, 15 points in the first half. He has 10 here in this first half of play against Fairmont Senior, a couple of 3-pointers, and 6 points for Avery Lee, 2 3-pointers, 6 points for Michael Topher, a couple of 3-pointers. Meanwhile, Ryan Riesbeck, who had 25 points last night, he has 2 at the moment. He has 2 fouls, 2 points from Clayton Abbott, and J.C. Maxwell has a free throw. 4 players have scored for Fairmont Senior. Jalen Johnson leading the way with 8 points, 6 of those coming in the first quarter. 4 points for Trey Washnitz, those coming in the second quarter. 3 points for Bryson Flowers, all of those coming in the first quarter. And Dominic Vianney had a 3-pointer, the lone 3-pointer for Fairmont Senior in the first half. That came in the second quarter. So one thing jumps out at you, Bob Bolin, 6 3-pointers for Wheeling Central, 1 for Fairmont Senior. Your thoughts on the first half?
Well, Wheeling Central can really shoot the 3, and Fairmont is concentrating on getting the ball inside to Johnson. But overall thoughts, if, like yesterday, Fairmont had a lot of problems on offense with Shady's defense because Shady creates a lot of ball pressure. Well, Wheeling Central does not put that much ball pressure on there. Therefore, that's allowed Fairmont's young guards to get in a rhythm and allowed them to feed the ball into the paint, where Johnson and Washington have done a good job scoring in there.
All right, Wheeling Central has returned to the floor. Fairmont Senior still in the locker room. Dave Retton talking it over with his crew, Mel Stevens and company. They have broken things up, and they're ready for second half action. We will return and bring you the second half of this game number 2 on day number 2 here in Fairmont of this outstanding event, the Polar Bear Tip-Off Classic. And you're watching Video Productions live streaming coverage of this 2019 Polar Bear Tip-Off Classic from Fairmont.
Physical Therapy has been the Tri-State's leader in physical therapy services for over 20 years. And now we have a convenient location right in the heart of the capital city of Charleston, just off I-64. With convenient parking and flexible hours, your access to physical therapy is second to none. Plus, Snap Fitness is also inside with 2 floors of gym equipment and sports enhancement training through A-Game Sports Performance. So whether you're needing hands-on physical therapy or looking to get results in our gym, our family's ready to help yours. Generations Physical Therapy and Snap Fitness. Multiple services, multiple locations. Experience you can count on.
Taught me how to handle hard situations and how to handle pressure.
The idea of being part of a team, having to work with people, that happens in everyday life.
Organization becomes important. Plus, it's kind of exciting now, trying to help the younger kids.
My reason why is competition.
My reason why is passion.
My reason why is for my school and for my team.
Back inside the Fairmont Senior Fieldhouse, we get set for second half play. And well, while we have a moment, Bob Boland, what hospitality and what a great event this thing is here in Fairmont.
Well, they really treat the teams well. They feed the teams. They help them with their housing. They take a couple old friends to the nicest Italian restaurant in the world.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, they really treated us well. And Dave Redden exudes nothing but class and able to run the tournament and coach his team and do those kinds of things. And it's just been a really good atmosphere and a great experience for these young men.
Yeah, no doubt about it. All right, we got a half of basketball to go here in this 2019 Classic. And so Central will get the basketball to start the half, and they come up empty. So good opportunity for Fairmont, but here's Riesbeck with a steal. Riesbeck will lay it in. Boy, great anticipation by Riesbeck, and that will put Central up 29-18.
Looks like they could have used him in the defensive secondary on that state playoff football team.
Well, no doubt about it. I think he'd be a good one, but the way things turned out, I think Mike Young and company, they were in pretty good shape. And what a run that was for Wheeling Central. They were down in a playoff game as Washington turns and scores. Nice little play there by Washington, who now has 6. But first round game on the road at Tulsa, they're down with 9 seconds to go, and they hit a 70-yard pass to win the game, and then they go on the road, beat Ritchie County, and then they win a semifinal game, and they move on, and they beat Williamstown. They go on and move on to beat Pendleton County, and Williamstown was lost to Doddridge, and then it's Wheeling Central beating Doddridge for the title, and there you go, another title for Mike Young and company. Meanwhile, we're talking about maybe another basketball title for Wheeling Central. Yeah, it's early on, but this is a good-looking team.
The first round on the road. Yeah. So a 9 through 16 seed.
They were number 10. They were
first
number 10
round
seed,
on the road, down 9 and down with 9 seconds and 70 yards away.
70 yards
away. And you win the state championship?
Yep.
Boy, you have stories to tell for the next 35 years.
You sure do. Urim committed the foul. Maxwell at the line, and he missed the second after making the first. Maxwell has 2 points. And I had to win all those games on the road. It's funny, they won 3 games on the road to get back to Wheeling and play at Wheeling Island. Well, it's not their home venue anymore. As Washington's hits, knocks it down. He's got 8 in the game, 30-22, as he makes it an 8-point game.
Washington's starting to get his confidence back. Got solid minutes last year on a terrific team. Woo! Nice move by J.C. Maxwell.
Yeah, Maxwell right there from the elbow and put it up and in. 32-22. Vianney, Urim, Flowers, Washington, and Johnson those are your starters here in the second half for Fairmont Senior. Down low they go to Washington. It's going to work against Abbott and puts it up and in. Washington's with 6. His sister, Mallory, a member of that outstanding girls program here at Fairmont Senior. Boy, big quarter so far with 6.
Well, Washington's able to get that deep positioning, and he posted up 1 foot from the basket, and they're not going to be able to stop him. Nice little right-hand baby jump hook.
Here is Riesbeck. Boy, he got the screen there from Maxwell. Couldn't get it to drop. Washington's with the rebound. Maxwell, Riesbeck, Abbott, Creighton, Lee, and Abbott are the starters for Wheeling Central here in this second half, in the third quarter. Down low, they try to get it to Washington and batted away there by Abbott.
That was a big possession. Fairmont had a chance to cut that to 6 or 5.
Good job there by Johnson, stripping Riesbeck of it. Washington's down the floor and zips it over into the corner to Vianney. Out it comes, and here is the shot by Urim, and he drills it.
Yeah, Riesbeck on that possession after the turnover jogged back on defense, and with his talent, that shouldn't happen. He's got to play hard all the time.
32-27 driving. Avery Lee can't get it to drop, and Washington's with a huge rebound. 2 threes for Fairmont Senior, and here is Johnson, and on his way to the bucket, he was fouled by Maxwell. That'll be Maxwell's first.
Here's that nice skip pass, feet set, knocking down the 3 ball.
Each team with a foul here, and Washington puts it up and wouldn't go.
Well, Fairmont is getting an easy shot on every OB under. Doing a great job of setting up their out-of-bounds plays.
5-point game here. Central did get it up to double digits, but here's Riesbeck, long range. That hit the front of the iron, and Avery Lee chases it down. Great hustle, flips it over here to Maxwell. Maxwell spinning around. His shot is altered and off of Fairmont Senior.
J.C. Maxwell got away with a loose ball there. He grabbed the Fairmont defender by the arm and then entitled his teammate to get the loose ball. Couple breaks going Wheeling Central's way where Fairmont would have a chance to break this to a 1-possession game.
Riesbeck gets it to Abbott. Abbott flips it up, and Abbott knocks it in. Abbott's got 4 in the game.
Now, Mark, that's the same play they ran yesterday. The lob on the sideline OB. You have to take the man taking the ball that's guarding the man taken out. He fronts the center, and the man guarding the center plays behind him. And then when the ball comes in, he can rotate back to his man. And that happened last night. Wheeling Central got a bucket off of it at a crucial time, and again tonight.
Vianney, a difficult pass down there that Washington just could not handle. Bouncer down and slapped away out of the hands of Abbott.
Well,
foul will be called.
Fairmont's having a lot of success with Washington's at the high post and Johnson at the low post. And they're a good foul. Good foul. Can't give up the layup. Back up to 7 with a chance for it to go to 9.
Abbott now with 3 here in the quarter. We got a 30-second timeout, and Fairmont will talk it over. We'll keep it here. So here in this first 4:49 of this third quarter, Urim's hit a big 3, and Washington has scored 6 points for Fairmont Senior. And for Wheeling Central, Abbott has 3 with maybe a 4th coming. Maxwell has 4, and Riesbeck has a 2-pointer. Some good guards that played at WVU. One still plays there. Chase Harler in the house watching his alma mater play after playing today. And they won the game. And he had 3 points today against Nichols State as the Mountaineers pulled off the win. And Jared West, former Mountaineer great, now the head coach at Clarksburg, Notre Dame. He is here as well. So Abbott missed the second free throw. It's an 8-point game
Wheeling Central goes back to the 2-3 zone. Now Fairmont will try to get the high-low action going with the two inside players.
Washnitz over to Urim. Out to Vianney. Vianney to Flowers. Flowers with the basketball.
Coach Redden running that continuity where a different player flashes the high post each time. And a lot of movement against
Flowers. Nice feed to Johnson.
Nice move. Johnson able to score in a variety of ways around the basket.
And no doubt about it, boy, they leave Topher open, and that is not a wise thing to do. Topher drills the three. He has 9, all three-pointers.
Is it Michael Threefer or Topher?
Michael Topher, yeah, Topher.
I think we need to call him Threefer.
Yes, sir.
Well, he lines up with that three ball. Great shooter. Has tremendous rotation, backspin on the basketball. You can tell he's a shooter. He almost starts smiling while the pass is in the air to him. Catch and shoot type of guy.
Gomelak has checked in. Jacob Gomelak, a senior for Fairmont Senior.
Look at the execution, how quick Fairmont cuts on those out-of-bounds plays.
Jaden Barkley is also checked back in. Gomelak wears number 1. Barkley wears number 10. Big possession here for Fairmont Seniors. They try to stay close. Here's Barkley. Well, he's wide open, left of the key, and he buries it.
Nice, smooth jump shot from the area. Wheeling Central's lead cut to 7.
Abbott down low. Maxwell has trouble, and Fairmont Senior takes it away. Gomelak had 4 points last night. Goes to Flowers. He's open for a 3. Rattles around, won't drop, and last touching Fairmont Senior, it will be Wheeling Central's basketball.
Well, Gomelak and Barkley are coming there, bringing a lot of energy for the Polar Bears, saying, Coach, I need some PT, baby. I'm bringing energy to this team. Both of them doing a really good job.
Maxwell, as Flowers hits the deck. Here's Avery Lee. He wants to penetrate, and boy, nice job by Avery Lee, just turning on another gear and putting it off the glass and in to give Wheeling Central a 9-point edge.
Lee is a very heady, explosive point guard, really runs the team extremely well.
Johnson to Washnitz. Washnitz flips it up with the one hand, and it wouldn't go. Got a whistle underneath after the miss. That's going to go against Wheeling Central, and it will go against Lee. That's his 3rd. So Lee will check out. Riesbeck will check back in. 3 team fouls on Wheeling Central, 2 on Fairmont.
Yeah, Riesbeck hasn't been able to get that 3 to fall, and he's really a big-time shooter and player.
Here is Johnson. Wow. Johnson, you said it a moment ago. He can score in a variety of ways. He shows it yet again.
Got the little left hand around the basket, the right hand jump hooks, able to step out and shoot the 3.
Well, the one thing you like about Johnson, he knew with all the talent that this Fairmont Senior lost that he'd have to be a leader. And here in the first 2 games, he has been. Now looking to add yet another bucket, and he does. What a step.
Boy, he just hesitated, froze the defender, and exploded by him for the right-hand layup. 5-point game.
Yeah, 14 points for Johnson. Here goes Riesbeck up. No good. Johnson with the rebound. And here is a shot that Creighton, well, they got the pick. And, well, that would have been a big one for Wheeling Central. Would have been tough for Fairmont Senior, but it's a 5-point game as we head to the final 8 minutes. You're watching Video Productions live streaming coverage of the 2019 Polar Bear Tip-Off Classic from Fairmont.
Got back.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications, or strings, or hassles. It can be that way again. Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed.
There ain't no reason you gotta wait wait till the end of the year to buy a brand new car? John and the gang at Mid-State Ford in Summersville is getting year-end savings done right now. Check out Big Santa John savings on this 2019 Ford F-150 Super Crew 4-wheel drive. Big Santa John price only $40,767. Or how about a 2019 Ford EcoSport SE 4-wheel drive? Big Santa John says drive her home for $18,704. Everything on sale now during Big Santa John's year-end sales event. Mid-State Ford, Route 19 in Summersville. MidStateFordWV.com.
Back inside the Fairmont Senior Fieldhouse, we go to the fourth quarter of play. Bob Bowl, we got a 5-point game.
Oh, we do. Fairmont able to get some baskets there in transition, and I know Dave Redden wants to keep the possessions down, but he's right in this game with a really strong Wheeling Central team, and he's got possession of the ball to start this fourth quarter.
Wheeling Central, the preseason number 1 in single A. Fairmont Senior, the preseason number 6 in double A.
Well, they really need to flash that high post and look for the ball before they get out there, and then let Johnson work that low post area.
Gomalak with the basketball goes to Johnson. Johnson had 6 points in that third quarter.
There's Johnson at the high post. Oh, he was open right there at the high post, and he decided to flash down to. There he is again, open at the high post.
Senior being patient. Flowers, a shot wouldn't go, but there's Washington with the rebound. Back up, rolls around. Johnson.
Wow.
Comes down hard with Creighton.
Great hustle by Fairmont. Had a bunny there for an easy layup. Unable to convert.
And Johnson, they hit hard, and boy, hopefully this young man is okay. Here's another look as Washington's got it, went up, and just hits the back of the iron. And then there is the battle. And
look at his head, back of his head came down and hit the floor.
Dave Retton out checking on his senior standout. He's up and appears to be okay. Alternating possession. I believe they did call it a tie-up, so it would be Central's ball.
So he'll have to be replaced for a possession, even if he's okay. And big possession here with Fairmont without him in the game. Really need to get a stop here. Hope the young man's all right. He's playing a terrific game.
So Urim checks back in. So they go with Urim, Washnitz, Barkley, Gomalek, and Flowers. Avery Lee, J.C. Maxwell, Clayton Abbott, Ryan Riesbeck, and Jalen Creighton in there for Wheeling Central. Here's Abbott. And a good job from behind by Gomalak. Tied up the offensive man, and Fairmont gets the ball back.
Yeah, and they took Johnson back to the back, probably to do a concussion test on him. And
so Vianney
great double team here.
Yeah, no doubt. Vianney comes back in.
Oh, wow. Really stuck his nose in there, created the turnover. Fairmont with another chance. Oh, Wheeling Central showing a 1-3-1 for the first time this evening. Let's see how Fairmont handles it.
So Vianney.
No, I'm sorry. They switched to a man-to-man.
Vianney is back in the game, number 0.
And, Mark, they switched to that because Johnson's out of the game. They wanted to stay zone because they had trouble handling Johnson. As soon as he goes out of the game, Wheeling Central switches to man, and now they have ball pressure in their man-to-man.
Washnitz, he's had a big second half, and that was a nice-looking shot and a good job by Fairmont trying to keep it alive, but it will be last touched by the Polar Bears.
I'll tell you what, Gomalak really coming in there with a lot of energy and giving his team a lift.
Avery Lee across the timeline. Wheeling Central with a 5-point edge here. And this is Lee, straightaway 3, no good, and chasing it down is Creighton. Gets it to Maxwell, who scores it.
And all that's because Johnson is back in the dressing room. Because he's their leading rebounder, he's their leading shot blocker, and without him in there, Fairmont does not have an answer on the boards.
42-35 Flowers. Flowers in trouble, gets it to Barkley. Barkley to Washington. Back in against Creighton, puts it up and boy, rolls around back of the iron again. Here come the Maroon Knights. Riesbeck cut off there by Flowers. And we'll reset it. Creighton down low looking for Lee. I think Washington's last touched it, so it will be Wheeling Central's basketball. Mel Stevens, head coach for Wheeling Central, titles in 04-05. The shot is good by Lee. Big three-pointer, makes it a 10-point game at 45-35.
He only makes big shots. When the team needs him, he steps up, Lee delivers.
Here is Washington's driving, scoring, and a foul called.
Washington's with a really strong move, using his height advantage. Nice dribble penetration. A little bump there. The players collide, and the taller, stronger player will usually get the victory.
So Washington will go to the free throw line. Flowers, the only one who has shot free throws in the game. 1 of 2 in the first quarter, so three-point play the old-fashioned way by Washington makes it a 45-38 game. Here's Lee across the timeline, goes to Riesbeck. Riesbeck back to Avery Lee. We talked about Mel Stevens, 04, 05, 08, 09, 2014, and 2018. He has captured titles. Dave Retton has a couple. Down they get it to Maxwell. Maxwell wanting to work on Urim and can't get the shot to drop, but Urim commits the foul. Urim's second. Team foul number 3 on Fairmont. Maxwell to the line. Here we go, Bob. Another look.
Nice little head and shoulders fake. Showed the ball. Able to draw the foul. And Maxwell's at the line.
Maxwell is 3 for 3 now. He has 8 points in the game. Make it 9.
I think the score gave put the points on the wrong side there, Mark. There they go. They got it corrected now.
47-39 is the score. Washington's into the corner. Liani with it and gets it out to Flowers. Flowers, now they whip it around. Barkley. Barkley to Washington's. Turn around. Boy, he has had some tough shots. Hit that back of the iron and spin away.
I mean, he's had 6, 7 shots where he's been in the paint. Look like they're in the basket and they pop out.
8-point game, and again, Fairmont Senior playing without Jalen Johnson. Took a big spill. Here is Riesbeck. Thinking about the 3, but backs out of there, guarded by Flowers. Riesbeck to Creighton. Creighton to Riesbeck. Riesbeck wanting to penetrate, gets it back, and goes to Lee. 47-38. Fairmont Senior needing a stop, and Lee driving, missing, and Fairmont comes away with the ball. Flowers to Washington, who brings it across the 10-second line, and he wants to go, and foul going to be called on Maxwell, his second.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I have to disagree with Coach here, Steve Gandy. He got the angle, and I thought the blocking call was the correct call.
5 team fouls on Central.
Make it 6. Wrighton keeping that book, and another one popped up there, Mark. Next one, they're on the bonus.
Well, Lee was whistled for the foul. That's his fourth, and a timeout on the floor will break away. Wheeling Central leading at 47-38. You're watching Video Productions live streaming coverage of the 2019 Polar Bear Tip-Off Classic from Fairmont.
Seriously injured. Now it's time to pick a lawyer.
You pick one with big verdicts and settlements?
We've successfully handled many million-dollar cases.
How about the recommendation of a friend?
We probably help somebody in your neighborhood.
How about a firm with lots of resources?
You can have it all.
We're Farmer Klein and Campbell.
Well known and very effective.
When you call us about your injury, you'll know you've made the right decision.
Farmer Klein and Campbell is the way to go. Call 346-5990.
Well, good sight for a lot of reasons, but the presence of Jalen Johnson has come back out for Fairmont Senior. He's not out there at the moment. Look, he was going to check in. Here's a shot up by Gomalak and couldn't get it to drop. Well, that would have been a big three.
Yeah, Mark, he didn't get to the scorer's table in time. He got a sub within that first 15 seconds of the timeout.
And he tried to hustle to get in.
I'd have let him in. He'd come back from that hard fall, and that wouldn't have happened right there.
Wow.
Oh, big substitute. I mean, 10 seconds late, that wouldn't have happened if he'd have been in there.
Fouls on Flowers. That's his third, team foul number 4. Vianney will check out this play by Maxwell.
Nice move by Maxwell in there. Barkley thought he was coming out. I think Coach Redden's found something in Barkley. Plays with a lot of energy. He's giving him some good minutes here this evening.
49-38. Shot from the corner, in and out. Boy, Washington, he'd have a bushel basket of points if they just fall.
Oh, you know what? You can see signs of where Fairmont's going to be by the end of the year.
Oh.
Washington's going to be better. Johnson can already play. Gomalak and Barkley are showing signs. And
Flowers.
Yeah, they're going to get better. You know, there wasn't much playing time to go around on that Fairmont team last year.
No, there was not.
Yeah.
All right. Gomalak commits the foul, and Steve Gandy was trying to get the scoreboard situation. He's used to Fairmont Senior being the home team, and he was looking up there.
Oh, yeah.
But Central is the home team here. All right, so Barkley checks out, and Urim will come in. So Fairmont has Gomalak, and now we're heading back.
16 fouls.
6 and 6. Yeah, they got that.
Yeah, he's
foul.
thinking Fairmont's the home team and Wheeling Central's the home team. And
Central's ball. Fairmont needs a stop, and it comes to, and
there
they get
is.
that big defensive play that they were looking for as Washington stepped in front of the pass and is fouled. Creighton commits the foul. That's team foul number 7 on Central. That puts Washington at the line. He had 4 points in the first half, all coming in the second quarter play. Then in the third quarter, he scored 6 for 10, and right here in this fourth quarter, he has 3, looking for 4, and can't get it. Boy, just like the field goal attempts, the free throw situation was the same there as it hits the back part of the iron and bounced out, and a foul called on Johnson. Commits the foul. So 7 team fouls now, and Riesbeck to the line. He was 7 of 7 yesterday, and his perfection continues.
Yeah,
Just 3 points in the game, though.
Yeah, been a little quiet, and he's I think he's one of the top guards in the state. Got a great stroke. Jinxed him.
Missed that one, 50-38. Here's a long-range bomb by Flowers. Missed everything. Good little save there by Urim, but I believe it's last off of Fairmont Senior with 2:16 to go in the game and a 12-point edge for Wheeling Central. There's Riesbeck. And Washnitz gets the steal. Washnitz drives up off the glass and got it to go. And a timeout called. Big play by Washnitz. Turns defense into offense and trims the deficit to 10. 30-second timeout by the Polar Bears.
Well, Fairmont cut it to 10. Those 3 minutes that Johnson was getting checked on for the concussion, really, really hurt the team because he's a huge part of their success. And, you have to be on the safe side. Go back there and give him the test. Obviously, he passed the test, and he's back out here. But, Fairmont able to get a couple steals and get back in this, but in a low-scoring game, 50-40, 10 is probably equivalent to about 16 in a normal scoring game. So they have their work cut out for them.
Dave Retton lost a ton of talent. Jalen Bridges, Zion Dobbs, DeSilas Jones, just to name a few. He was asked, about, you wish you had him back? And he says, no, I never wish to have players back. It's unrealistic. You're a senior. You're moving on with your life. And these kids that do return, they're moving on to the next stage of their life. Time for these players to grow up, be leaders, and you're seeing it.
Well, he has a great outlook.
He does.
I really enjoy sitting around talking with him. He was so close to his dad, and that was their favorite restaurant, Muriel's, and he had a hard time a few times today with us when he would talk about his dad. And just a great family of coaches.
And, of course, this bunch from Wheeling, they got some great choices when it comes to Italian food there in the Northern Panhandle.
Wheeling has a bunch of choices when they look down that bench. They got choices everywhere, Mark. Wheeling Central, the top single-A program in the state, the favorites to win the state championship this year, and they have not disappointed this weekend.
Washington's committing the foul. That's his second. Team foul number 8 puts Maxwell back at the line, and Maxwell a little short with that one. Johnson gets the rebound. Here comes Johnson down the floor. Johnson penetrates through the lane, off the glass, in and out. Boy, this game is at 10. I think it'd be a little closer. Fairmont could have just had a few to drop. Riesbeck scores it.
Riesbeck off the right leg, finishing with the right hand. Really good in the open court.
He now has 7. Boy, what a game for Washington.
Washington, that was a hard shot there and able to kiss it off the glass.
He has 15 in the game. It's 52-42. Maxwell back out to Creighton. Creighton to Maxwell. Maxwell on the move. Maxwell will be fouled. Get the call here. So Flowers commits the foul, his 4th.
Maxwell in the bonus.
Shot up and in. And Fairmont Senior going to call a timeout as Maxwell makes it. And 11-point lead. Maxwell with 1 point at the break. He had 4 points in the third quarter. He has 7 here in the fourth. So 12 for the game. Looking to get to 13. He is the leading scorer for Wheeling Jesuit. Washington leads the way for Fairmont Senior. So the Knights come back out with Lee, Riesbeck, Creighton, Abbott, and Maxwell.
Yeah, I told you I recognized the official Newsom. Played for Fairmont in 90 when I was with Woodrow Wilson, and we won the state championship. Good player there, and then he played at Salem College his his college career when Salem was really tough.
The Mike Carey days?
Yeah, and he was a really good player. Had quickness. He's a good referee, too. Knows how to handle people.
Maxwell can't get that one to drop. 53-42, the score remains. And a pass to Washington, and in and out again. Washington leads the way, but still he's had a lot of points that just went in and out. Avery Lee in trouble, goes to Maxwell, over to Creighton. We're under a minute to go here inside the Fairmont Senior Fieldhouse. And Gomelak comes up and makes contact to stop the clock and send Avery Lee to the line. Lee's got 11 in the game. He hit a 3 in the first quarter, a 3 in the second quarter, and a big 3 here in the fourth, and gets the shooter's roll there.
I don't know why Dave Red's doing, why he's not going towards this loose rim in the second half. Now, if you're down at Mullins back in the day, they come and tighten that at halftime after they shoot, and they loosen the bolts on that. I'm not lying, Mark. They loosen the bolts on the other one at halftime.
That Coach Knuckles here is Johnson with a big 3.
And then Coach Knuckles will tell you he did it. See that ladder coming out at halftime.
All right, Johnson now has 17 in the game as he returns. That was the third 3-pointer, and it's a full timeout. We'll break away here and come back and finish this one up. You're watching Video Productions live streaming coverage of the 2019 Polar Bear Tip-Off Classic from Fairmont.
Biggest sale of the year at Northside in Summersville with Employee Pricing Plus at the Big Finish 2019. Save $5,000 on a 2019 Jeep Renegade Sport 4x4, now $19,898. Stuff your stocking with this 2019 Jeep Compass Sport 4x4, now $21,141. Save over $7,000 on this Jeep Cherokee Latitude Plus 4x4, now $23,327. Come to Northside or visit us on the web at northsidejeep.com. Merry Christmas from Northside, where everybody rides.
Bridgeport Express Care. Great care from local physician. Care. Our business is caring. Convenience. No appointment necessary. Friendly. Our staff is friendly and caring. Fast. We are available. Bridgeport Express Care. Caring for our community.
Goalkeeper gives me a responsibility that I wouldn't get anywhere else on the field. Nothing else is important except how you're going to help your team. I'll never get to win a game, but I'll keep us from losing a game. My reason why is competition.
55-45 our count. Fairmont Senior and Wheeling Central here. 47 ticks to go in this one. And Fairmont Senior will foul, send Riesbeck to the line.
Mark, when we were talking about those, they used to call it gamesmanship, but we were playing Kentucky, and at Mountain State, we like to run a fast break when the other team scored. And we really tried to catch the ball before it hit the ground or before it hit the floor coming out of the net. And we would go play in Kentucky, and we'd get there, and they would take the nets the night before and soak them in hot water. And the bottom of the nets would be like this. And they would be really tight, and the ball would get stuck in the bottom of the net, and it would take it 2 seconds before it fell. And I said, guys, that's ridiculous. They said, that's gamesmanship.
Riesbeck made 1 of 2, and Johnson lets it fly. Washington goes high for the rebound. Little baby hook there, couldn't get it to go. Battle once more, and
you know, Mark Washington's missed some bunnies around that basket, but he's getting them.
Yeah,
he's getting good shots around the basket. He's able to move his body around in ways that, and I'm telling you, 4 or 5 games from now, all those shots are going to start going in the net, and he's going to turn out to have a really good season this year.
I think, as Dave Retton told us, creates a lot of mismatches. He got 16 minutes a game last season. Here is a pass, goes to Creighton, and, well, Creighton, he did return to Wheeling Island right there on that play. He was going for the either the receiving end, that one, but what a great football player he is. And
well, I watched the Bluefield Fairmont semifinal game. Yeah. And was Johnson on that team? Well, he looks like a football player for Fairmont.
Johnson was, as far as I know, not on that team.
Well, it only looked like it.
He has a great nose for the ball.
Safety.
Yeah.
Safety, wide receiver.
They have 2 football players at the moment that are, Eric Smith and Gage Michael. They're both recovering from football injuries, and will they get those two back? And that's going to add some bodies. Gage Michael, an outstanding quarterback, grandson of the great Roy Michael, who won football championships at Mannington and at North Marion wrestling championships. Nice feed to Barkley. And you mentioned earlier, Barkley is a guy that's going to get better.
Charles' skinny cousin. I'll tell you what,
Charles Barkley was the picking scores today on ESPN.
I don't
know
their
game day.
Did he do any good? I don't know.
I can't remember.
There's only one game today, Army and Navy.
They were
That's probably why they got
You know who he picked for that game? America.
Hey,
he had it right.
I'll tell you what, I like Jaden Barkley. I like the energy he's brought, and I like Jacob Gomelek. Both of those two have brought energy to the team. They get after loose balls. They're not scared to mix it up. And this team's going to get better as the year goes. There's no doubt in my mind. And they're going to throw it away now. I mean, they're going to kick it, throw it. That's going to happen. But, you know, this is a growth opportunity experience, and that's what's happened for them this weekend, and they're going to get better.
Again, they battled here. Again, it's just excellent personnel in this Wheeling Central team, and they lost Johnson there for a little bit. But, again, Wheeling Central, very good team. Riesbeck will be fouled by Barkley.
And I see, and the game's over. 8 seconds. They're not coming back from it, but I like that about Barkley. I like that Barkley didn't want to quit with 7.9 seconds. I think Fairmont, although 0-2, they take some good things away from this weekend.
Yeah, so as this one wraps up, Shady Spring leaves here 2-0, RCB 0-2, and now Central is going to be 2-0. And
oh!
Yeah. So Fairmont will be 0-2. RCB 0-2.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Wheeling Central, I mean, they're just going to be hard to handle. Hard to handle, single A. They got shooters. They got an inside presence. They run their offense really well. They're well coached. You know, just a really good, solid program. And Fairmont's going to get better as the year goes.
And Johnson couldn't get the free throw to go through. But it will be Fairmont's ball. And here's a shot by Vianney, and his shot wouldn't go. Johnson battling down low, and he's fouled with 1.9 to go and back to the line.
And I have no problem with any of that. I mean, you play until the clock hits zeros, and both teams are doing that. And you know, if they didn't put time up there, you wouldn't know when to stop.
So Johnson makes the first. Has 18 in the game. Make it 19. 61-49, Avery Lee, and that will do it. Wheeling Central improves to 2-0. Fairmont Senior drops to 0-2. Central wins it 61-49 in our fourth and final game here in this Polar Bear Tip-Off Classic of 2019. We will return and recap this showdown between two outstanding championship programs in Fairmont Senior and Wheeling Central. You're watching Video Productions live streaming coverage of the 2019 Polar Bear Tip-Off Classic from Fairmont.
You gotta wait till the end of the year to buy a brand new car. John and the gang at Mid-State Ford in Summersville is getting year-end savings done right now. Check out Big Santa John savings on this 2019 Ford F-150 Super Crew 4-wheel drive. Big Santa John price only $40,767. Or how about a 2019 Ford EcoSport SE 4-wheel drive? Big Santa John says drive her home for $18,704. Everything on sale now during Big Santa John's year-end sales event at Mid-State Ford. Route 19 in Summersville. MidStateFordWV.com.
been seriously injured. Now it's time to pick a lawyer.
You pick one with big verdicts and settlements?
We've successfully handled many million-dollar cases.
How about the recommendation of a friend?
We probably help somebody in your neighborhood.
How about a firm with lots of resources?
You can have it all.
We're Farmer Klein and Campbell.
Well known and very effective.
When you call us about your injury, you'll know you've made the right decision.
Farmer Klein and Campbell is the way to go. Call 346-5990.
Bridgeport Express Care. Great care from local physician. Care. Our business is caring. Convenience. No appointment necessary. Friendly. Our staff is friendly and caring. Fast. We are available. Bridgeport Express Care. Caring for our community.
We have a lot of good soccer players that step up when we need them to and play certain positions, even if that's where they don't think they need to play. When you put all our roles together, we can be successful. My reason why is passion.
We welcome you back live inside the Fairmont Senior Fieldhouse, where Wheeling Central has beaten Fairmont Senior 61-49. Game number 2 on day 2 of the Polar Bear Tip-Off Classic from the friendly city of Fairmont. And looking back how this one unfolded here tonight between these two great championship programs. And at the end of the first quarter, it was 12-9 in favor of Wheeling Central. They led at 27-18 at halftime. It was a 40-35 game heading into the fourth quarter, and Central wins it by a final of 61-49. For Wheeling Central, top scorers were Avery Lee and Ryan Riesbeck, each with 13 points. J.C. Maxwell had 12. Jalen Creighton had 10. Michael Topher had 3 3-pointers to finish with 9 points, and 3 points for Clayton Abbott. For Fairmont Senior, well, it was Trey Washnitz and Jalen Johnson leading the way, each with 19 points. 4 points in the game for Jaden Barkley. Meanwhile, Dominic Vianney had 3, as did Joseph Urim and Bryson Flowers. Wheeling Central improves to 2-0, and Fairmont Senior drops to 0-2. Bob Boland, thoughts on this game?
Well, thoughts on this game and the entire weekend and what we've learned. Thoughts on this game: Wheeling Central, I believe, is the favorite in Single A in the state of West Virginia. I think Fairmont's going to get a couple of players back, and they're going to get better as the year goes on, and you're going to have to watch out for them postseason. What we learned in the whole weekend: Shady Spring is for real. They're a real contender in Double-A, and Robert C. Byrd, when they get men back, they're going to be right where they need to be. So I think we got to see some really good basketball teams. It was a fun weekend.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And speaking of Shady Spring, they won earlier this evening 71-69 over Robert C. Byrd. Came back from 18 down to win that game. Bob Boland, a lot of fun, my man.
Good to see you, Mark.
Okay, buddy, as always. And we'll be together a lot here.
Oh, we sure will.
Coming up.
And the Mounts father-son combo,
yeah,
they're always on target.
Can't beat them at all. All right, next up for Fairmont Senior will be a game with Lewis County, Shady Side, Ohio, the next opponent for Wheeling Central. That will conclude our coverage. And we thank all of you for joining us. So for analyst Bob Boland, director Robbie Mounts, videographer Timothy Roy, and, of course, Butch Mounts and our entire video productions crew, this is Mark Martin saying so long from the Fairmont Senior Fieldhouse, where Wheeling Central defeats Fairmont Senior by a final of 61-49. You've been watching Video Productions live streaming coverage of the 2019 Polar Bear Tip-Off Classic from Fairmont.